And we start off with a bang. The bang's at Arkham, and the gang's all here. Boy, did they bring this together relatively easily. It's a revolt, and everyone came to party tonight on Gotham.
Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing
Gotham, episode 16. One of my three soups. It's a weird name in a season full of weird names, but there's a bunch going on. After last week's Little Told You So, we had a lot going on, and you know what? Bruce is still one of my favorite characters, and is still really high on my list of things, but tonight's episode is all about the villains, and the havoc they can cause. Part of me had forgotten about Touch and Scarecrow, I don't know how, but Bullock and Gordon are on the case. Now wait, for those of you that don't know, what I do here is I review stories as they come out. So movies, books, comic books, TV shows, you name it. I do Throwback Thursdays on Thursdays and theory videos on Sunday, just not this Sunday, on how and why we tell stories. If that sounds interesting, click subscribe, because the shadow of Ra's al Ghul has fallen over the city, and I guarantee you, nothing good comes when Ra's al Ghul touches something. Now, Season 4 has built up a lot of things, including a lot of mysteries. A lot of stuff's been going on that makes me go, But we've got Bullock back on the beat now. So let's see where it goes, and let's get started. And I guess we should start with a correction from last week. I made a big deal about what a horrible disguise having that hood over her was. But I guess Leslie didn't care who saw her because they liked her. It's as good of an explanation as any I've heard, so kudos to you. But let's get to tonight.
So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time.
We've known something was going to go down at Arkham for a while. Remember, Riddler and Penguin were even talking about it last week. But before either of those guys make a move, it's the Joker's game. And whew, I forgot how badass Jerome could be. It's a little unnerving just how much of Arkham he's got under his control, though, and it all starts with Touch. His mind control allows them access to the guards, and then, well, he becomes a major thorn in Gordon's side. But then they also have Scarecrow working for them, and he is a chemist, so yeah, a chemist in jail isn't going to stay in jail long if he wants to escape. But I want you to think about what type of nightmare fuel this is, the three of them working together. Mind control, fear toxin, and just total sociopathic, psychopathic tendencies. I mean, putting aside the fact that he's not fully Joker yet, Jerome is still probably one of the scariest people on the show. And this show is full of scary ass people. And he's got a plan. Remember what he told Penguin? If you look, sooner or later, out there will be the asylum. And let's be honest, Gotham's pretty bad to begin with. Meanwhile, Barbara remembers what happened when she died, and what happened is, well, she kind of went into the light. But all she can remember for sure is that Ra's al Ghul promised she would be the Demon's Head, that she should be Ra's al Ghul. I'm still betting on him being resurrected before the end of the season. But either way, right now she has the League of Shadows. Why do we call it the League of Shadows instead of Assassins? In the comics, it's always Assassins. I can't remember in the Berlanti-verse which it was, but I know in Batman Begins it was Shadows. Meanwhile, Bruce needs to break in and get Jerome's file from Gotham PD. And so, he needs a little kitty to help him. And I have to say, it was pretty cool seeing them work together. But oh my god, the almost kiss, the whole him leaning over to let her out of the car. That actor and actress totally sold that scene. It was amazing. But I loved what Kat said first. Let's see if I can remember exactly what that was. You need to work on that ego of yours. Not everything is your fault. Not everything revolves around you. It would make it easier to deal with you. And the way she got hurt when you let her out of the car. Because I think she really did want to come with him. In the comic books, I told you last week I was going to reference it. Right now, Batman and Selina are engaged. And there's this great scene on the rooftop where he's going to stop a crime and she says she's coming with him. And he says, I don't need help. I don't need a partner. And she goes, no, you don't need me to come. But I want to come. You're part of my life and I'm part of yours. And it's a pretty amazing scene. And you could see these two, this actor and actress, could totally pull that off right now. But as great as Bruce and Selina are, and they are great, the other pairing, Joker and Batman, Jerome and Bruce. All right, first of all, we get a good look inside the psyche of a madman with the fact that his uncle used to beat him and the name of the episode, the Three Soups thing. And then Bruce comes in to save him, and the guy was going to kill him, and then Jerome was going to save Bruce, but then he decides it would be way funnier if he killed Bruce, or if he let Bruce die at the hands of the guy that he just saved him from. You know, one or the other. Just funny that way. But at the end of the day, if this isn't the exact moment that you can see Joker and Batman facing off, even though we're years ahead of that. But good old Joker's just looking for something, but we'll come back to that for the end of this review. Because Tetch is the other main problems. Remember, he's being handled by Gordon. He's broadcasting his hypno voice over the radio and making hundreds of, maybe thousands of people get ready to jump to their deaths before Gordon grabs him and shuts him up. And I'd like to remind you at this point, even Bullock's up on some cliff somewhere about to jump. Luckily, Gordon thinks quick. Any order to save themselves will be rejected and they'll kill themselves. So instead, he tells them to save each other. And, you know, that's just crazy enough to work in Gotham City. And I have to say, of the two people I'm going to call heroes tonight, Gordon is definitely one of them. But guess who comes to good old Bruce's aid? That's right, his girlfriend, Selina. Now, she wants to kill Joker. And, you know, it kind of reminds me of the whole Jason Todd thing again. I don't need to kill everyone, just the clown. But Bruce will hear nothing of it, and I understand why. He has his no-kill code in mind, and he already is well on his way to being Batman. And at the same time, he sends Selina away again. But it's not over. He still has to go after Jerome. But then we have the whole Gordon thing, and we have the fact that Bruce calls Gordon, and you know what? I really love that. I love the fact that at least for a second he started thinking, and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna need him." And when Gordon was like, "No, you shouldn't come," he's like, "No, you know what? You can come yell at me later at the school." And then poofda, the whole thing was a ploy. Jerome and Scarecrow are there to bust Tetch out because, to be honest, Tetch only did all of this to keep Gordon off his back. Of course, no one could have planned on Bruce being in the way, because no one knows about Batman yet. Now, next week's episode asks the question, who is the Joker? I thought we already knew that. But since last week's episode asked us what's going on with Raish, and I'm still waiting for a told you so on that, we'll just have to wait and see. For now, I'm curious what you thought of tonight's episode. I loved it. This is great. It's so perfect. But now I'm going to watch Arrow, which is going to be another Ra's al Ghul episode, which is kind of funny. So if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up, share this video, and of course, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button, because I'm trying to build a community here. One where we can talk about all the stories, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The idea of how and why we tell them. And partially, this comes from the fact that I think that we could rip apart these stories quite a lot. So let me know, especially if you think I got something wrong, like up top. I'm more than willing to correct myself. For now, I hope you have a good night, and thank you for walking with me through the heart of the stories we tell.